welcome to MT Guitar. Today we're doing Gypsy by Fleetwood Mac. Really a lot of fun to play, both on acoustic and electric. So we're going to go through all the chords. They're all beginner friendly. It's a very predictable strumming pattern, and you can get going on it pretty quickly, no matter what your level. And then if you want to throw in these riffs, you can do it on acoustic. I'm going to show you some fun things you can do with harmonics. Right? So if you want to check that out, that'll be something you can add to your arrangement. And then on the electric, if you want to get some basic riffs going up the neck, this would be a great song to do that with. So you have that riff, and also on the electric, we're going to cover this bubble picking kind of thing, which you find in a lot of pop and R&B, okay, where we just need to fill in these guitar parts here, and we don't need a lot of strumming on an electric, because that can be really taking up a lot of space. So a lot of electric parts, we actually want to minimize our parts. So we're going to talk about basic electric skills. This is a good song to do that. And other than that, we also have the solo, which we're going to cover, which is, it's hard to do without a cutaway here. But it's a really good lesson if you want to get a little bit more comfortable with hammer-ons and pull-offs, because for this solo, it's all about that smooth legato sound. Legato just means connecting notes. And when you do hammer-ons and pull-offs, one of the benefits is, well, two main benefits. One is you don't have to use your right hand as much. The other benefit being that it automatically connects the notes. So it's a steady stream of notes, as opposed to sometimes when we pick, individual notes, there's sort of this gap that we don't always want. So really good technical lesson for beginner electric stuff, although the solo is quite fast, but you can do it slowly to get going and have these nice electric techniques. And beyond that, for the acoustic part, we're just going to be strumming these nice chords. And then for the bridge, we have these wonderful arpeggio parts that are just so much fun. So if you're singing, you may want to skip that, but if you're not singing, you can definitely do it. You can also do it on the electric. But basically, Buckingham went up 2 octaves with arpeggios on each chord, and it was really effective. So really good lesson in terms of how do we write just simple guitar parts. Doesn't need to be anything too fancy, and we can still traverse the fretboard with these parts. Other than that, it's drop D tuning with the capo on the 3rd fret. This appeared on Mirage, which was 1982 release of theirs, and it was the 2nd single. The origins of this song, Stevie Nicks talks about how she was recalling times with Lindsey Buckingham early on before Fleetwood Mac, where they were sleeping on a floor on a mattress, and she looks back on it with fond memories, and sort of the simplicity of that had a good impression on her. So Gypsy has to do with that. It also has to do with her very good friend Robin Anderson, who unfortunately had leukemia and passed away, and so she kind of dedicated the song to her. And I think initially it was going to be on Stevie Nicks' solo album Belladonna, but then she said, no, we're going to make this a Fleetwood Mac song, because that added a new significance for her. The music video is also of note. It was one of the highest budget music videos up to that point. Quite a bit of planning went into it, as well as money, and it was an international premiere on MTV. So it's a good thing to check out. I'd watch the video. There'll be a full transcription of this on the Patreon, and both the acoustic and electric parts. It's a good chance to get access to a bunch of tabs and resources and study guides and backing tracks even as well. And a big thank you to all the patrons there. It really helps the channel a lot and means a lot to me that you're on there. So thank you. And hit the thumbs up, as always, and subscribe if you will, if you haven't yet. And thanks for tuning in, as always. Next will be Radiohead after this, and then Grateful Dead. And that'll conclude the 5 bands of the MT Guitar poll. We'll do more polls like this in the future. I know I didn't include a lot of bands that a lot of you love, so this was just a way to get us going here, and then there'll be more in the future, as well as we'll do artists, etc. And we might do things like decades, whatever. So we'll have fun with that as we go, but definitely this was a lot of fun to put together. So let's jump on in and learn this song. All right, so we're in drop D. We've got capo on the 3rd fret. And when we go to the electric later, we'll just be in standard. So it's a nice chance to see a song from 2 different viewpoints here. And the reason we're in drop D is because this song is in the key of D. So that means we can have these nice bass strings and strum all 6 strings. All right, so for this intro here, let's cover these chords first. They're all pretty playable for a beginner. This one might be a little tricky. but it's still totally doable and good to know, because you want to be able to play chords and drop D. So we've got, and then we'll do the strumming pattern after that, and then we'll start to layer in these fun riffs you can add to the part. Then we'll switch to electric. All right, that's our plan. So here's a D, okay, just a regular D chord. Now we're going to go to first string open, second fret second string with the middle finger, and third string second fret with the index. That's like an A over D, but it's a D major 9, however you want to think of it, like a D major 7, but the open string adds a 9 as well. But that's the chord, okay? Really nice. Now move that middle finger down to the first string, second fret, and leave the second string open, and you have a D6. Really good to know. It's a 6 because this B string here is the 6 of D. And then we go back to a D. Okay, so D, D major 9, D6, D. Then we go to G, and there's a lot of ways to play a G in a drop D. You can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can even do this, and just kind of have a G6. So just with one finger. So there's a few ways. What I recommend is this, all right, for this song. Bass, 6th string, meaning 5th fret. Mute the 5th string with that finger. Open, open, and then 3rd fret, 2nd string. Kind of a tight, clean G. There's actually no 3rd in it, but, you know, it's still a G chord here. So we're going to go like that. First string is muted. Then we go to an A sus4. Really good chord to know here. Okay, so here's your A. Just put the pinky on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. And you would do that twice. Okay, now the strumming pattern. We're going to go down, 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 up, down. All right, so down, 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 up, down. And then your up is anticipating the next chord. So it'll be down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. See that? Now, sometimes you can choose to not anticipate it, like the very last chord. I would say I'm not anticipating it because the piano wasn't on the recording. So it's like anticipate, anticipate. Now, just wait till the downbeat to switch chords. All right, last thing to say about that is it's always nice to separate the bass and treble sometimes. So here's what I mean. Down on all the strings, down again, and then down up on all the strings. But now for the last down up, go bass, up on the treble, bass. So that would be all the strings, bass, treble, bass, all the strings, bass, treble. See what I'm doing there? So it's down, bass, treble, bass. Alright, so a little quicker would be just adds a whole nother dimension because now we have some push and pull with the bass and treble. So kind of a nice thing to throw in there, but not required. So let's run that whole pattern, that whole phrase there, and then we'll add the riffs. So 3, 4. Okay, G. Notice I'm anticipating the A, but I'm not changing the pattern. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. Okay? Now, if you want to throw in the fancy harmonics, let's do that. Totally optional. That would be happening over the G to A. All right? So, instead of going like this, you could just go play the riff. It's really fun to do. 9th fret, 6th string. Kind of hard to hit that harmonic. 7th fret, 4th string, 12th fret, 2nd string, 7th fret, 3rd string, so far. Back to 12th fret, 2nd string, 7th fret, 4th string, 9th fret, 6th string, 7th fret, 5th string. So the whole thing. One more time. Now, the second time I went like this. So that would be 5, 7, 7 here, then 5th fret 1st string, then kind of bounce on the bass. Then 7th fret, go to with a pinky, back to the bass, then slide it to 10. I wouldn't say this is beginner anymore, so it would be a little more intermediate part here. Now we have an A. Okay, and we go 7, 6, open 7. Bass, 5th fret, bass. When I say bass, I mean 4th string. 7th fret, bass, 1st string open. So that would be... The whole thing is... One more time. Okay, so with the harmonics and that would be 3, 4. And then... All right, now we have the verse, same exact part as the intro. So we've already learned the verse. That's nice. The only thing I haven't taught from the demo is I go down an octave to the gypsy that it was. So that would be here, again, even more difficult. So 5th fret, mute, 4th fret. You're welcome to just keep strumming G and A here. But if you want to learn this, like that, then 2nd fret, 2nd string open, 3rd fret, so that's kind of a weird chord there, huh? Then A sus2, stop at the 2nd string, 2nd fret, 3rd string, and then 4th fret, 2nd fret, and then you're back to the D, so that would be, I mean, it is playable, right? Kind of adds some rhythmic strums. So there you go. That's the complete verse with all the bells and whistles as well if you want them. All right, now we go to the bridge. Now you could just strum each chord, and I would probably start there. So we would just say down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up on each chord. So that's B minor, then to A, now to D, and then to G. And you do that quite a few times. All right, so we actually do that 2.5 times. And the reason I say 2.5 is because that's one full time. All right, 2nd time, same thing. 3rd time we end on A, and it's 2 bars of A. Let's just strum that together 2.5 times. 3, 4. Great progression to just get better at if you want to get smoother with your strumming and chords. So there's one time. Let's do the 2nd time. Ba, 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 ba. A. Ba, 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 ba. D. Okay, so this is our 2nd time. Now our 3rd time, we're going to stop at the A. Here we go. B minor. Now stay on the A for a while. Well, just for 2 bars, and then we go to D, all right, for another verse. So that's it for all the acoustic parts. But if you want to strum and then add these arpeggios, a great thing to do. Let's do that. So I guess we're not done. I spoke too soon. Down twice. Now, let's just run through these quick because it's all written out there for you. 2, 5, 4, 2nd string open, and then 7, 7, 7. 10. So that's A, down twice, 0, 4, 2, 2, 6, 5, 5, 9. D twice, 0, 4, 2, 3, 7, 7, 10, 10. So that was one more time. D, 0, 4, 2, 3, 7, 7, 10, 10. And then finally G twice. Here's the fun part for me, I think. Open, 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 7, 7, 8, 7, 10. So that would be... And you repeat everything. There you go. And then we're done, because then after all that bridge, we go back to a verse, and then we have a solo, and the solo just goes over the verse chords. So now we're going to put down the acoustic, pick up the electric, do some beginner techniques, and cover the solo. All right, so let's start with the intro here for these nice electric parts. We want to palm mute this, so we're going to place our palm right near the bridge, whatever electric you have. You could even do this on acoustic, but the point of this is to be in standard, not with the capo. All right, so 8th fret, 10, and by palm muting it, it gives us a nice sort of muted tone, right? So 8, 10, 7, and then those are pickup notes to the F. Now this song's in the key of D with the capo, but it's in concert F, all right? So that's the difference there. So we're gonna go 8, 10, 7, and then the song starts here with the acoustic strumming. We're gonna go 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. It's mimicking the strumming pattern. And then 7, same thing. And then go down to 5, same thing. Then 8, 6 string. So that would be 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we do the riff. So that's going to be, it's just F major pentatonic, right? If you know your major pentatonic scales. So 10th fret, 13, 10, 13, first string. So that's second string, first string. Then go back down, 10, 13, 10, 12, third string. And repeat the whole thing. Then when the verse starts, we go back to our bubble picking. Then back to the riff. Now, I should note that the bubble picking continues, but there's 2 electric parts, so I would just say switch back and forth between this. I know I'm repeating myself here a little bit, but then we switch to this. Twice. Back to this, okay? So that's all we're doing. Now for the bridge, we're gonna ignore the chords because the acoustic's strumming those, and we're just gonna do these arpeggios, all right? So 5, 8, 7, 7, 10, 10, 10, 13. Da da da. Next chord, 3, 7, 5, 5, 9, 8, 8, 12. Then the next chord is F, and that's 8, 7, 10, 10, 10, 10, 13, 13. Finally, B flat, and we're going to go 8, 8, 7, 10, 10, 11, 10, 13. So all together. F, B flat. One more time slower. F, B flat. Okay? Okay, last but not least, the solo. I wrote out an approximation because there's a lot of variations in there, and it's not necessarily about every single note being exactly the way he did it, because he had a few themes that he just... Right, we just want to get a few variations and then you can have fun with it. So I'll show you what I did for the first 2 bars here, exactly, and then we'll kind of go from there. So 15 to 13 pull off. You're going to want to bar the first 2 strings. Then 13 to 15 hammer, second string. And then 13th fret, first string. And you repeat that. Then you just do 15, 13, 15, 13 pull-offs. So it would be repeat. Even slower. A little faster. Sorry. Okay, so that would be the first 2-bar phrase. You would do that 3 times. So then the 3rd bar we'll do the same thing, but then we'll do 13 to 15 hammer on. Now we'll do a little variation here. 13, 15, 13 hammer pull off, 15, 13. And then you're gonna go 17 to 13 pull off, 15 to 13 pull off, 13 to 15 hammer on, 13. So that whole phrase would be okay. Now we're going to do another variation here. So that would be 17 to 13 pull off, 15 to 13 pull off, 13, 15 hammer on, and then again first string, and then repeat. So that's, and then we'll kind of do that for the next variation. 13 to 15 hammer on, 13, 15 to 13 pull off, 14, 13, and then a little hammer on. And now lastly we have the biggest right hand workout so far, which would be 13, first string twice, 15, first string twice again, 13, and then first string twice, then 14, 3rd string, first string twice, and you just repeat that. And it's quite difficult fast, so maybe slow. Repeat. And then just try your own variations. Right, it's very hard to do, and my index finger is sore. So it's not like you want to go crazy with this all at once. You probably want to try it for a few minutes, put it down, try it again later, build up that speed naturally, and build up those variations, you know. So remember to go slow, work through it all, both acoustic and electric, and it should be a nice addition to your repertoire. And see you next lesson. Bye.